recording a live video talking about the challenges faced by different baristas out there, not only at work but outside work. So basically, recently, last week, one of the baristas, a junior barista, asked me, Barista Andrea, what are the challenges you have faced during this period of you being a barista for 5 years? And looking through it, I had not thought about these challenges, not until this question was posed to me. I wrote down this question, posted it on my different social media platforms, and I received very many answers towards the challenges people face. So I think let me start with that. I'm going to read through these challenges quickly, then we'll get started with what? Then I'll tell you something. So basically, for confidential purposes, I am not going to talk out any barista's name. Immediately I posted this question, the first challenge I faced, I was told was double shift or long hours. Sometimes we baristas have to understand that we are there to cover an open gap within within an industry, especially when it comes to the hotel industry. You are going to find that there are baristas, workers, waiters, chefs, cashiers, doing everything. But basically that depends on the working environment within the place where you are located. So basically I would advise you not to take it as a grudge, but at least to appreciate the work that you have at the moment, because you are there to cover that gap. Then the other challenge was receiving complicated orders like a cappuccino without milk. Yeah, receiving complicated orders like cappuccino without milk, that really happens a lot. Basically, I want to talk about the customers, saying that the customers are wrong, or the barista is wrong, or the cashier receiving the order. But sometimes these customers, some of them just want to learn coffee, some of them it's the second time, or some of them know about coffee, but they are trying to see you as a barista, what is your capability on directing them. A customer will come ask for a cappuccino with no milk. You have to just direct them, talk to them, tell them the recipe that a cappuccino has, a shot of espresso, milk, and froth within the cup. Trust me, that client won't forget you. They are going to really appreciate your advice, and every time they come back, they will be asking you for the suggestions that you can easily give to them. Then the other thing is discrimination. Trust me, there is no place you are going to find that is perfect when it comes to discrimination. Any barista out there watching this, that happens in every society. In my country, it happens in Uganda. A tribe mate or a fellow Moganda can't do that. So there are things like, someone said that sometimes you're working as a barista and the customer comes, they say, please, let me say I'm working with Devi, and the client says that, please, Devi met my order, I don't want this one. That really happens. Sometimes clients have different tastes, not only in the what they're drinking, but even in the people that are serving them. Then the other thing is busy schedule. So yeah, sometimes when you work in a very busy place, it just increases your experience. Trust me, it increases your experience as a barista. How fast can you handle different orders? So that shouldn't be a problem. Someone says orders from the management to change from the right to wrong. Yeah, basically that happens, but sometimes you have to guide the management. Sometimes you find that even the management, they are not all that perfect. They'll come, we want a double shot of espresso to be 20 grams, but you as a barista, while calibrating, you see that 16 grams is the perfect, and the management is forcing you to serve 20. You just have to take them to a straight school right where you're standing. A straight school, give them to test and tell them that what we're going to serve to the clients, it's really going to be wrong, and we are not going to have upright sales. We are going to have an imbalance in sales. So all these people just have to direct. So challenges always come, and whenever challenges come, they show us the right direction. So as a barista, once you face these little challenges, just either consult, you can consult me through my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter handle, anywhere at Barista Andrea. So I don't want simple things to take you over. Then I see here calibration. I know calibration, sometimes it's hard, but you have to keep on and keep on and keep on calibrating. Understand your coffee, understand your machines, understand how you position yourself while making coffee, while tamping, all those things. I posted 2 videos, one theoretical and one practical, talking about calibration. So after the calibration, Oh, great work. We appreciate. Thank you very much, Desire. Thank you very much. After that, we are going to talk about poor coffee from the roaster. Sometimes you'll find coffee passes through a process from the garden to the cup. That is a value chain from the garden to the fermentation or the process to the roasting to the different things. The process is so long. So sometimes you'll find that the coffee has a problem from the garden or the coffee has a problem from the roaster. All this is a chain through which it can easily spoil your coffee. But as a barista, how are you going to overcome that? We face many challenges. Coffee comes when it is really bad, but how am I going to make sure that out of the bad, I get the good? How am I going to perfect that bad coffee? Is it because if the coffee is bitter, and by the way, I'm sorry to say bad, I don't believe that there is bad coffee. It just differentiates between the what? Between the tastes. So there is no bad coffee. So how am I going to change it? Should I reduce the grammage of the espresso? Should I twist it to the fine or the coarse? You have to know your coffee. Then the other thing is too much stress from the environment. Stress always happens everywhere. You can't, every day can't be a Monday or every day can't be a Sunday. So stress comes from everywhere. Just learn how to control that stress. Then the other thing is no one appreciates your efforts. Yeah, I believe that bosses start up business not expecting negativities out of our what? Out of the coffee shop, out of the coffee shops or the hotel industry or any other business. So basically, sometimes we have to try hard also to look into ourselves. I believe in external perception, whereby if I see myself as a right guy, I'll go ask my friend, but we've worked for 1 year. What challenges have you found in me? The challenges that person is going to tell you, trust me, you won't see them in yourself. But once you listen to those challenges and find a solution towards them, trust me, you are going to do what? You are going to easily chase away that stress or those challenges that are facing you at the moment. Then salary delay. I don't think that is a matter to speak about. Yes, it might be spoken about if something is persistent or continuous. But if it's not continuous, then talk to your boss. Ask for the problem. What is the problem? Because even businesses have their challenges. You don't know how the boss started the business, but it's that business which helps you stand where you are. So it's a matter of talking to your manager or your boss. Then I see here inconsistency. That happens a lot, whereby it might be the problem with the ingredients, the coffee, the machine is broken, things like that. So as a barista, just be creative. Find ways on how you can eliminate the problem that is really, just a minute. Devi, you must give me more, yeah? All right, I didn't know that sometimes when you talk a lot, you need a glass of water. All right, so we were still talking about inconsistency. Yeah, sometimes you just have to find where the problem is so that you can keep on with your consistency. Sometimes even stress can change your mood of the day, and you find yourself, you can't even steam, you can't make latte art, you go back to the basics. So just find a way how you can easily control that inconsistency, or is calibrate your mind, revise through research, ask different people within your caliber, and trust me, you'll fight that. Then we have creating a good rapport. This basically comes with the clients. How are you going to create a rapport with your client? You have to be jolly, smiling. A client doesn't want to know your problems that you came with. Once you enter the coffee shop or the hotel industry or any other business, leave the problems outside the door. I believe customers come with their problems, but remember, like I told you, they want to talk to us. They want to share with us so that we help them go through their problems. Not most of them come to only take your coffee. They just want to smile, talk to you, leave their wives at home to eliminate that stress. Then the other thing, poor art. Poor latte art, basically, that means consistency. Like I said, today morning I was talking to one of my friends called Ali, workmate. He told me, why is it that your coffee is not good like mine? Then I asked him, how long have you been a barista? 1 month. How long have I been a barista? 5 years. I think there is a difference. All you need to do is watch videos or is practice. Ask Andrew, how can I improve on this? How can I do this? How can I do this? And trust me, I won't fail to tell you. Depending on the mood, by the way, that also happens. If I'm not in the mood, I'll tell you, you know what? Today I think it's not the right time to teach you that. And I'll be open with you. Then the other thing, it's extra hot. Yeah, customers are really complicated when it comes to extra the temperatures that they want. Sometimes they contradict with the normal temperatures or the basic temperatures, but sometimes you have to give what the client deserves or what the client wants. So after telling you all those challenges different baristas told me about, I came up with some of my own challenges that most of the baristas face. So the first challenge is, it all starts immediately when you enter the barista field. Once you enter the barista field, trust me, you are going to start the first challenge of listening to different terms. Coffee, cappuccino, calibrating, ristretto, piccolo, all those are new terms. It's like you've entered a new world that no one has, that you've just found new people. Excuse me. So you're going to hear Robusta, Liberica, Arabica, Tamping. All those are new terminologies. That is the first challenge for you as a barista, to learn those terms so that you can easily continue with the process. Then the other thing is training continuously. Of course, every time that you get to train as a new barista, you have to test coffee, you have to test milk, you have to test everything that comes to your table. So training is part of what? Of you becoming a professional barista. Even me, 5 years, but I am still training. I can't stop training. I can't stop researching. I can't stop my good rapport or my the good conversations that I get to engage within the what? Within the clients, between me and the clients. Then testing a lot of coffee, of course, that's a must. If you've gone to the kitchen and you're going to start cooking biryani, every day they teach you, you have to test that biryani so that anytime you start cooking it or once you start making that coffee, it has to be the same taste with the person who trained you, or it has to be better than the coffee. Then I see here finding tastes and flavors with aromas that you don't have an idea about. Coffee is really complicated, whereby it has a lot. Once I test an espresso, I'll tell you that I can get to taste tamarind, avocados, different fruits. But once I give it to you, you're going to tell me that coffee is bitter, coffee is sour, coffee is too much salty, this is watery. No. All those are challenges that you have to overcome. You have to learn your coffee. You have to always test your coffee. Speak to the barista. Go to the roastery where they roast that coffee from. Ask them different questions. Look at the cupping, the cupping sheet. It has all the information about the coffee. Test the coffee, eat different foods, eat different fruits. Trust me, you are going to start having the different changes within your palate or within the taste buds while testing your coffee. So we see here, I see another point here, poor quality coffee from the roasters. I think we talked about that. Then creativity. I think we as baristas are facing a challenge whereby we are not creative. Once we learn the basics, that is it. Once I learn how to make pistachio latte, that is it. That is what I go with. That's what I go with. But I don't want to add in some more ingredients. Let me say, if I try this pistachio with strawberry, what is the result? And trust me, once you try out that with a shot of espresso, it can be a single or a double, you are going to find yourself creating something new. And that is how creativity comes. Once you create it, give other people to test, customers to test. Then you are going to find yourself becoming so much creative, more than even the person who trained you. Then a competition between the teammates. It can be between the senior barista and the junior barista, whereby the senior barista sees him or herself as bigger than you because you are just starting within the field. But sometimes you have to adopt that thing, the competition between you. It can be competition between you and other baristas, whereby you go to the different competitions. You compete with tough, experienced, professional baristas. Like I did in 2018, 2 months of training. After that, I went for a competition at UCDA, that's Uganda Coffee Development Authority. And to my surprising, out of I think 50, I passed through to the semifinals. And I was like, how was I able to do it? To pass through these competitions? That came because of my confidence, the little knowledge that I had crammed or that I had maintained in my brain. And so all that rounds up to the competition. And as I'm concluding competition, always don't forget that you have to compete with yourself, not with other people. You can challenge others, but compete with yourself. Compete yourself by researching, learning from other people. Keep the pride away. Most of the baristas have pride. I'm a barista, I won't mop. I'm a barista, I won't do this, I won't do this. Keep the pride away so that you can easily learn something more beneficial. Then the other thing is coffee addict. Of course, there are things that you take continuously every day, and you can't even have a vacation from it. That is coffee. Once you love coffee, trust me, it will be hard for you to go for rehabilitation to take out that caffeine from you. You get, unless when you say, I am going for a self-rehabilitation for a month, but after that month, your palate is going to ask for more coffee. Then I see here dealing with different clients from different cultures, from different backgrounds. Client today will come with his stress. They're going to abuse you. Even if your coffee tastes well, the client will be like, what have you served me? This is bullshit, something like that. And you feel like you hurt as a person, not as a barista, but as a person who has feelings. You are hurt. So how are you going to condense this? How are you going to talk to this person? How are you going to overcome this challenge? Sometimes these people just need guidance from you. Once you become a barista, you have the managerial. You are a manager, you are a counselor, you are a comedian, whereby you have to deal with different people. Sometimes I believe we all come with stress. A client can stress you up, you shout at the client, but sometimes you have to have a limit as we baristas who are trained to do something. Then the other point is, yes, still with clients. These clients come with different problems from their homes, and because looking through back, I have dealt with different clients. You see a client crying, a client talking some things, client due to confidentiality, I can't speak more, but you have to engage with that client. Being a barista doesn't mean that you're going to serve coffee, you have to grind coffee, you have to read about coffee. No, talk to these clients, reach them to their tables, tell them that, ask them, what is the problem? You look to be stressed, you look to be this. How can I be of help? This client is going to be open to you, and after listening, come up with a solution, not as a barista, but as a counselor, as a person who listens to different people. And trust me, that client will never forget you. The client will never forget you. They'll always come back at least to see you. Some of them can even bring gifts to you from nowhere. So just learn how to create a rapport with your clients. Then I see machine defaults. Machine defaults, sometimes that happens whereby you talk to the management and it delays. Sometimes you feel like you are doing a disservice to your clients, serving them the wrong orders because of the defaulted machine. That really happens a lot. Then I see here complicated orders from customers. I think we've talked about that. Then nuclear hot beverages. Client can ask for something hot. At first, when I used to work in Chili's restaurant, it's in Uganda, Kampala. I think they have 7 branches now, 8 branches. Chili's restaurant used to give me a challenge with one of my bosses called Mr. Mugabe James. He calls you right now 2 minutes away, I want a very hot cappuccino with latte art with enough foam. So you ask yourself, how am I going to give this guy a hot cappuccino? The hot coffee is that I know a cafe latte or African coffee. But through the consistency, every time he used to quarrel at me, I used to get annoyed, but I didn't know that this guy is putting me to the right direction. Up to now, whenever I receive a hot beverage, his name comes to my mind. I remember he wants his coffee, and once you don't deliver that coffee within the minutes he has given you, Habibi, you won't have a nice day. You won't have a nice day. So, hot. Sometimes you can direct the client and you'll be like, once I give you something hot, yes, I can, but you won't have the nice flavors that you want out of the coffee. Yeah. So it's you to direct, but sometimes you have to give the client what they want, unless when the order becomes much more complicated. So steaming and burns, that happens a lot. When I'm steaming, milk splashes on me, it's hot. Steamwards, the machine is hot. Now like these buns I have here, they're all from the machine, but sometimes you have to endure the pain due to the love that you have for the coffee, to be the barista, to talk to different people. Then the other challenge is morning shifts when it's raining. I believe no barista, no person wants to work morning shift when it's raining, because you feel like you want to enjoy that bed. But basically that doesn't mean that I don't work morning. Yeah, I do work morning, but you have to. But sometimes I feel like I need to stay in my bed. So that is quite a simple challenge to overcome, but yeah, it is really a challenge to me. Then poor quality coffee, I think we've talked about that through the different chains. Then I see here loud noise. Some of the baristas, most of the baristas are calm people. They like meditating, they like listening to what they are doing. So sometimes they are inconvenienced, but depending on the environment that you're in, you can't stop that. You can't really stop that. So with those few challenges, well, someone has commented here on my Facebook page, and they're saying that clients who come late when clients who come late when the shift is about to end, 2 minutes, and the client comes in, they make a big order. No, that shouldn't annoy you. Whoever said this on my Facebook page, please don't say that again. And that shouldn't annoy you, because every time we open the gates of the coffee shop, we are ready to serve our clients. If you're not ready, trust me, don't go. But if you're ready, open until the last minute, because sometimes you're going to find that there are those clients who come even when you close, but once the machine is still on, why don't you serve them? Because we are looking for sales, we are looking for the business to stand for our bosses, because once we have these businesses, we are dependent on these businesses, so we have to give in the best. When a client comes in late, at least, yeah, they deserve, unless when the machine is off, you can serve them something else, but I think my palate is out of saliva. But once a client comes in, at least do your best to serve them. At least let them be your last clients, but always inform them that we close at 11, we close at 12 or at 1, so that they get to know to keep time the next day, because most of them also leave their jobs very late and they want to rush in for your coffee. You don't know why they are striving to have a cup of your coffee. So sometimes I think that is something simple. So I think with all those challenges, I'll be recording different live videos, because right now I'm not in the capacity of recording videos to upload. Yeah, right now I'm not all that in that good position, but we shall see what to do. So I think right now I need to sign out. I need to talk to your ones. I think allow me to wish you a good night, just in case you've liked this video or you've loved this video, you've learned something. Please share it, comment, ask any questions about coffee, about baristas, about chefs, about anything that you want. Or I think you can still visit me on my Instagram pages, Facebook, Twitter, all at Barrister Andrea. And just in case you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, as I wish you a good night, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are. See you, love you all. Mwah.
I never moved on to someone new. Whole life is beautiful.